The story begins with a painful breakup. The main character is suddenly dumped by his girlfriend, leaving him completely shattered. A week passes, but the emotional shock hits so hard that 16-year-old Sawatari Yu ends up bedridden with a high fever. Still weak and disoriented, Yu drags himself toward the front door after hearing a knock. To his surprise, the person standing outside is his next-door neighbor and former best friend Shirayuki Kokoa. Back in the day, they used to attend the same school and were inseparable. But at some point, she suddenly stopped even responding to his greetings, leaving him confused and isolated. Now, seeing her out of nowhere, you can help but question why she's here. Kokoa casually explains that word of his illness spread at school, so she came to check on him. Though hesitant at first, Yu lets her in. The moment she steps inside, she immediately notices the disastrous state of his room, and more embarrassingly, his stash of questionable comic books. Yu panics and desperately tries to explain it away, blaming a classmate for forcing them on him. But Kokoa simply teases him and brushes it off before heading straight to the kitchen. Without asking, she starts cooking. Watching her move around so naturally, Yu feels overwhelmed. A part of him wonders, is she just pitying him because of the breakup? Vorikajin? Trying to confirm, he asks if she really hasn't forgotten about him. She responds in a playful way by listing all his embarrassing habits and weird preferences from memory. Completely red-faced, Yu tries to defend himself, but she just laughs and tells him to lie down and rest. As he dozes off on the sofa, the familiar feeling of her cooking brings back old memories. Suddenly, he wakes up to find her face extremely close to his. Startled, she blushes instantly and backs away, awkwardly apologizing. The two sit down to eat, though the atmosphere feels stiff. Jung brings up the past, pointing out that she was the one who started avoiding him. Kokoa insists it wasn't intentional, it was just them naturally drifting apart. Yu quietly accepts that explanation, reflecting on how fragile relationships can be, like water balloons that burst and disappear in an instant. After the meal, she scolds him for his terrible lifestyle, an empty fridge, a messy room, and habits that are clearly damaging his health. Before leaving, she reveals that she's already stocked his kitchen with easy meals and jelly. Deeply touched, Yu thanks her. With a small smile, she tells him he can repay her with ice cream once he recovers. After she leaves, Yu finally tries to get proper rest, but his eyes land on a photo of his senpai, pulling him into the past. The story shifts to a funeral, the day Kokoa lost her father. Surrounded by whispers of pity, she stands alone while Yu watches from a distance. Later, wanting to cheer her up, Yu surprises her with a one-day ticket to Disneyland, something he bought using his saved allowance, knowing how much she loved it. During the trip, as they sit together eating ice cream, she asks why he went this far for her. He shrugs it off, saying he just wanted to see her smile again. That simple answer moves her deeply. Back in the present, Kokoa wakes up from that memory, wiping tears from her eyes. She wonders why she's suddenly thinking about it, assuming Yu has long forgotten. Meanwhile, Yu checks himself in the mirror and realizes he's fully recovered. Remembering her advice, he admits she was right all along. He messages her to say thanks, but her reply is cold and distant. With his health restored, Yu returns to school. His homeroom teacher, Komi-sero Natsume, warmly welcomes him back, jokingly telling him to prepare for her tough lessons. Known as Nakan, she's popular for her friendly personality. His classmate Kazama immediately starts joking about how lucky Yu is to have such a beautiful teacher worry about him. Not long after, the cheerful and popular Kasugai Hotaru stops by to check on him. Her bright personality instantly lifts the mood, leaving Kazama openly jealous. Later, Yu and Kazama plan to visit a bookstore. But when Yu casually mentions that Kokoa came over to cook for him, Kazama is shocked. He reveals that Kokoa is actually extremely popular among the boys, on par with Kasugai, and even has the nickname Snow Fairy. Yu is stunned. He had no idea she was viewed that way, especially considering how cold she usually acts toward him. Right then, Kokoa suddenly appears, teasing them about buying weird magazines. She reminds Yu about the ice cream he promised her. When he says he already has plans, Kazama immediately senses the tension and runs away, leaving Yu alone with her. Trying to lighten the mood, Yu jokingly suggests she might have a crush on Kazama. Big mistake. Her silence and deadly glare instantly tells him he messed up. Realizing it, Yu drops to his knees and apologizes dramatically. Embarrassed by the scene, Kokoa quickly tells him to stop and changes the topic, demanding her ice cream. At the cafe, she happily enjoys her dessert, even taking a photo of it. When Yu asks why, she brushes it off. Watching her smile, Yu offers to buy more, but she insists she still owes him for something from the past. That's when he remembers the Disneyland trip. Hearing this, she blushes deeply, clearly touched that he never forgot. That evening, Yu stands on his balcony, looking out over the glowing city. Even without stars, he finds comfort in the artificial lights. Kokoa steps out onto her own balcony and checks if he ate properly. Then, using words he once told her, she gently reassures him that his heartbreak will pass. Realizing she's trying to comfort him in her own awkward way, Yu thanks her sincerely. Caught off guard, she turns bright red, scolds him, and retreats inside. Left alone, Yu reflects on the day and all the people who care about him. For the first time since the breakup, he feels at peace. Inside her room, Kokoa looks at the photo of her ice cream and smiles softly, whispering that it's a memory she'll never share with anyone else. The next morning, they walk to school together like they used to. As cherry blossoms bloom around them, they recall why they stopped walking together, because of teasing classmates and Yu getting into fights to defend her. Flustered, Kokoa almost reveals her true feelings, but stops herself. Later, she brings him a homemade lunch, causing their classmates to tease them relentlessly. Even so, the moment turns into a shared lunch with Kasugai. After school, the group heads to an arcade, where they spend a chaotic but fun afternoon together. At one point, Yu finds Kokoa staring at a claw machine. She reminds him of the time he won her a plush toy years ago. She remembers everything. Inside a cramped photo booth, the tension rises as they sit close together. Their hands brush, and she quietly tells him to stay close. Kasugai teases them as she snaps the photos. After the day ends, Yu reflects on how much fun he had. On the way home, Kokoa suggests grocery shopping during a sale. Impressed by her practicality, Yu jokingly says she'd make a great wife. The air suddenly shifts. She looks straight at him and asks, "Would you take me as your wife?" Yu freezes. Unsure if she's serious, he fumbles for a response, but the moment slips away. With a sigh, she calls him an idiot